Today's team composition is super great for Open Great League and I can't wait to start recommending this team to you because we're looking at pretty solid battles overall throughout the entire video, and yes trainers, we're gonna have some very bad leads along the way, so stay tuned till the end because you definitely do not want to miss those. Having now our Grand Blue up in front means that sometimes we will need to sacrifice at least 2 shields to have the upper hand over our opponents because our backline relies a lot on the alignment. Having Annihilate as a safe switch is not that safe overall. Most people are prepared for it nowadays, especially on the very early days of Great League coming back, because this Pokemon is the new meta one that everyone is being using. So with that said, now we're just gonna go ahead and spam our way to victory with those ice punches right on the CMP on the second one, which is pretty great, and one more move, but this time on that Skarmory. Then we go to the Steel Wings, but as you can see here now we have the perfect alignment because they are gonna reach to the Mud Bomb, but still they're gonna take so much damage before they farm us down. At this point I know that they have at least one Mud Bomb worth of energy, so here it comes, super close to get to another one, but they cannot. Down they go to the Smackdowns. Now Skarmory returns into the battle and all we have to do here is to reach to a couple of flamethrowers and grab this victory. Of course, Mr. Wallface is gonna wall down all those flyers, and this is the main key element of this team's success. You need to play accordingly with the alignment, sacrifice sometimes 2 shields in the process with your Shadow Grand Bull, with your Shadow Alanine Tails if you do not have a Grand Bull ready to go, and I still think that you can emerge victorious. So into the next battle now, and we're having a Talonflame up in front, and this is a very bad one for us. But what we want to do here is to reach to at least a Crunch and then see what we can do from there, because obviously we cannot switch out to our fighter, we need to play accordingly over here. Now Bastiodon goes in and of course they are gonna throw their energy, which is still great news for me. I can easily farm down here without spending a shield at all. Now at the back they have 2 Pokemon severely weak to my Annihilate, and we're just gonna go all in with the Shadow Ball. So obviously here one Power Whip will do so much damage and we do not want to get hit by one, so here it comes with the first one, and before they reach to the second we have the Ice Punch, which is definitely gonna seal the deal up against the Ferrothorn, and of course as long as they have the Vigoroth, which we completely wall down, since whatever they throw is gonna be resisted, we're just gonna take another big victory. Look at that very bad lead once again. Are you kidding me? With the Poison Jabber they're still gonna throw one Weather Ball before going out of there. This is looking horrible for me right now because not only I have a very bad lead, but at this point a very bad switch in after they threw that first Weather Ball. So I'm just gonna go here with those Ice Punches. I do not have a close combat version of Annihilate, which is still kinda good I guess, because you do not need that much close combat, and as you can see here, if they go for the overfarm, which they do, we manage to get the knockout eventually. So what I want to do is at all costs to sacrifice my shields and flip around that very bad lead that I'm having. Now at the back they have a Greninja. This is looking very good for me right now. Ice Punch now and switching to try and snipe them down. As you can see, we can absolutely do that. Down we go now to that final Poison Jab, but it doesn't matter at all. All we have to do here is to go in with our Bastiodon, and whatever they throw can absolutely be either resisted or just do neutral damage at best. So look at that, absolutely wonderful. Able to complete here the farm down, whatever they throw, even if they had the Solar Beam, I believe that we could survive, but most of those Roserades are being run with Weather Ball and Leaf Storm, so yeah, nothing to throw in reality. Into the next battle now with the Whiskas up in front once again after the first battle of today's content. So they're gonna go here for the Mud Bombs. I think that the previous trainer decided to go for the Scald first just to go for a chance at the debuff, but still Mud Bomb is the more energy efficient one, and you definitely want to go for this one, especially when your opponent wants to shield. And yeah, that was well played by my opponent. Anyways, they're still gonna go in there with that Chargeback, which is pretty much great news for my Bastiodon. We can easily farm down here, and at this point we're expecting the Mud Boy to return. So Whiskas is coming up and we have the Stone Edge ready to go for big time damage at this point. Now they're gonna get immediately to that Mud Bomb. And of course now we'll try to snipe them down with our Granbull. This is not gonna happen at all. Instead they're gonna switch out to their Mountain, and guess what, trainers, this is looking pretty good for us, because with Mountain out of the way, perhaps we can have the upper hand with our Annihilate. So here comes now the crunch. In a weird effort to grab that final shield out of play, we managed to do this, and now we're having the knockout up against us with the RLAs. Now I'm just gonna go in there with Annihilate with a potential catch on my Bastiodon. This is my win condition, but instead my opponent will overfarm. Now gonna switch out to the Whiskas, but even if they get here to the Scald, which they don't by the way, we can still guarantee the knockout and of course reach to the Shadow Ball for that final KO up against the Mountain. Let's head now into the next battle, and we're having up against us a Jellicent. This Pokemon is a complete wall to our Annihilate and of course has access to the move Surf, which can absolutely be deadly, especially when back to back against my Bastiodon being super effective, and of course kinda spammy against my Shadow Glassy Pokemon up in front. So now Bastiodon is gonna emerge into the battle after we got that first shield out of play, and all I want to do at this point is to completely farm down with those smackdowns. So here comes now the complete farm down from Mr. Wolfface. The name is for a reason over there, and whatever they throw can easily be taken without spending a sweat. So down goes now Wigglytuff, and I'm expecting definitely that Jellicent to return into the battle. This is great news for me right now, because otherwise I could get destroyed if they did not bring that Jellicent into play. So I'm just gonna get down, I believe, to that Surf, but still we can hold on, and I'm just gonna snipe them with that final charm and my Shadow Granbull. So much damage to their end from those Shadow Charms, but they end up having a Gligar, which is pretty deadly for my backline. Can we possibly win this one? Let's see together, because they're getting to the aerial ace for massive damage, and now we're having that Ice Punch for the end game for them, but they want to block here. This is looking kinda hopeful for me, but as you can see here, we're just gonna go for that Stone Edge. This is their final Pokemon remaining. We can guarantee the knockout. Down they go. Let's get it, trainers. What a turn of events that was, and absolutely a very good battle for us. Let's head now into the next one, and we're having the Whimsicott up against the world, up against our Shadow Granbull. Of course this Pokemon is pretty much a troublesome one, but all we have to do is to completely farm down with those charms by spending only one shield, and this is why I love this Pokemon up in front, in particular for this exact backline. It can get you with the correct amount of shield spent the ultimate alignment for your backline, which is pretty great. And as you can see here, we have avoided the Mad Boy up against our Bastiodon, and instead we're gonna throw our Fighter. Now they have dropped our attack stat, but it doesn't matter at all. We still have the Ice Punch, which is gonna do so much damage to that Gligar. Now we're gonna reveal our Bastiodon, and even if they get here to a double dig, I am just fine by this scenario. So all we have to do is to rely on our Primeape's evolution to finish off our opponent, but I end up blocking here the dig, which can be a crucial mistake for me. So here comes now the Stone Edge to finish them off, and now I see that they have more HP than I was expecting them to have, so they're gonna overfarm a lot at the point that they have at least a double Mud Bomb, and as you can see here, we're gonna go down to this opponent. They took advantage of my mistake by blocking my Bastiodon over there, and that was kind of a big letdown. Into the next battle, and we finally get a very good lead for our Shadow Granbull. This is gonna be up against the Dragonair, and we're having the Lantern on the switch. So this is looking kinda hopeful for us. We can still guarantee the complete farm down, but why not take the shield, or at least try to, when we're having a team like this? So Lantern here is gonna drop their second Surf, which is also pretty great, and now by blocking twice, we managed to have kinda the upper hand. Switching out immediately to my Annihilate, and we're meeting up with that Skarmory. They want to block my Shadow Ball. This is absolutely wonderful for me, because now I have the Bastiodon up against a Dragon type, and of course up against the Flyer, which is pretty great overall. All we have to do at this point is to go in with the Bastiodon and start farming down some crucial energy. If they want to bring their Dragonair into play, I'm just gonna switch out to my Granbull, but look at that, we have so much energy to spare. Let's get now to the Stone Edge for massive damage on their end, and then I will try to snipe them down with the charm. They were expecting doing this, so Aqua Tail is gonna come through and finish off my Charmer, but it still doesn't matter at all for the outcome because we're already there on that flamethrower, and whatever they throw here, we can easily survive it. Look at how easy it is for Mr. Wallface to grab for us yet another huge victory. That is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. That really means a lot. As usual, feel free to like this video if you enjoyed its content, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new to my stuff here on YouTube. Over here I have 2 videos for you to check out. Feel free to check them out, and I will catch you up later into the next one.